Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. One upper rank. Nice. Thank you. You can't hear me? Check your volume, Perez, because I'm checking on my own computer and I can hear me. I'm checking on my own computer and I can hear me. Is that Killer Aqua? Felipe, that's Alex, or AKA FP William 22. Okay. Is that Killer Aqua, Joel? Yeah, it is. I know it is. Don't lie to me. Start in 2 minutes. Got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover, to be honest. I'll try to make it as quick and as painless as I can, though. I thought you loved me too, Felipe. Okay, I see how it is. Felipe don't love me. Shadowlac does, that's right. I love you too, Shad. Who the hell's JDS? JDS 022. Never seen that one before. Starting in a minute, guys. Less than a minute. Okay. Oh, that's Neon. Okay. I was wondering who that was. I was like, oh my god. Okay, well, we're going to start right now, actually. Alright, guys. Welcome to Vpsa Tonight. You all know me as the Gator. Pain in the ass. Goal scorer. I don't know. But a couple things I want to talk about before we get into Team of the Week. We're getting closer to FIFA 16. And I just kind of wanted to go through and highlight some of the plans we have for the league for next season. This season is going to be very important. Because what's going to happen is we have 8 teams, really 7 active teams. I don't know about the 8th. Still kind of in between on that. But the top 4 teams are going to be in a top division next season. There's going to be a top division and a relegation division. So the top 4 are automatically in the top division or the premier division. The other 4 will battle it out in a tournament. Once FIFA 15 is over, like the season's over, those bottom 4 will play in a winner-take-all 5th spot. So whoever wins the tournament will make the Premier Division. So it'll be your top 4 plus whoever wins the tournament from the bottom 4. We have a lot of owners that will be coming in next season. I already have applications for about 10 to 12 new owners. I figure 6 to 8 of those will pass through. So I'm really looking at probably going to 16 teams, guys, next season. That would be the goal. So that's the way it's looking right now. Couple things I also want to mention. Next season, there will be a theme to each division. The Premier Division, I have decided, will be the Barclays or EPL division. The relegation division will be the Bundesliga. The reason that the way that's being done is, I want to have some desirable kits. For next season, we're going to kind of theme it, and we're going to go back to old school with the team names, where it's going to be like Vpsa Newcastle United, or Vpsa Manchester United, or Vpsa Bayern Munich. You get the drift, guys. So that's one of the things I kind of wanted to go and touch on. That's the plan for next season. More teams, more expansion. Got a couple things coming down the pike that's going to separate the league from other things that we're working on. But those are things that will be discussed more towards the end of the season. Let's see what else I wanted to touch on. I'm also going to put a poll up next season, guys, where I kind of want to make this more of a simulation league, in the sense of we've kind of let red cards and yellow cards go. I've noticed a couple floating. I kind of want to make it where red cards, the person has to sit the next game automatically. And then a certain number of yellow cards, like let's say 5 yellow cards, the person would have to sit within a certain time period. I may put a poll up there for you guys to go ahead and kind of weigh in on that. I just want to put more realism into it, because honestly, there should be some sort of realism into what card, if you get a red card, there should be a punishment to it, or some sort of determining factor which makes you not want to get a red card. With that being said, I guess it's time to go to Team of the Week. And with that being said, okay, I'm going to start like I always do. Let me pull it up here for a minute, guys. Give me a sec as I pull it up. I'm trying to open it. Let's see. There we go. All right. Let's start with the goalkeepers. It's kind of an interesting week this week with goalkeepers. You had a goalkeeper that had more clean sheets, really, when you think about it. And it was kind of weird, because I had to go back in the stats and look something up. Because it's one thing I will tell you guys, owners, please be careful. Give your players, especially your goalkeepers, your center backs, outside backs, and CDMs, their clean sheets. There's an owner that missed one, which almost cost this player Team of the Week. But luckily, I kind of went back and saw the game scores, and I could see that he did have a clean sheet, but that, kind of threw things, to where that player got in and didn't get in. So that's kind of where we're at here. Now, the other thing I can say is this. When it comes down to it, clean sheets reign supreme for defenders, goalkeepers, and CDMs. So I'm just going to go here and start with the backup goalkeeper for this week. Now, I'll be honest. This goalkeeper has kind of been underrated all season, and it's kind of tough because it's one of those things that he has such a good defense that it's almost like I'm not going to say he's not needed because I know the saves he makes are huge, but it kind of affects him for Team of the Week because he doesn't have enough saves to stack up. But this week he did make it in, and I want to give credit to our VPSA, one of our VPSA Hall of Famers, FP Con 1. Had a clean sheet, 9 saves, average of 7 in his matches. What kind of made it interesting was the clean sheet was against a highly ranked team. I'm not going to say which team, of course, but you guys can kind of get the drift. You can look at the schedule if you want to. But so Con, well earned. Keep it up, dude. It's not like I think the rest of the league knows you're doing your job, dude. It's just one of those things that you kind of got to weigh out the other factors when we go ahead and kind of decide who makes Team of the Week or not. Starting goalkeeper, and this is something I'll tell you, Total Football, be careful with your stats. You almost cost your player. The starting goalkeeper for FC Total Football was from FC Total Football, was a copy of Apollo. He had 19 saves. He did have a clean sheet, even though it's not in the stats. I guarantee you he did. And a match rating of about 7.3. So, great job, Apollo. Great job making Team of the Week again. I think this is your second time making it. So, well done. Okay. Outside backs. Kind of had another thing with the outside backs. There's not enough outside backs, or I don't know if they're not being, the stats are not being put in. I don't know if it's just an overall oversight, but we seem to have 2 or 3 that are deserving. So I just put starting outside backs, guys, so you guys are aware of this. Your starting right back for this week is from Total Football. He's been here before. The funny thing is he didn't play. He played a couple games. Let me double check this. Yeah, he played 2 games, but he had the clean sheets. That's what you guys got to realize. The clean sheets dominate what's being done here, okay? And this is something I'll just say, when you look at it. But I want to give it to Stars Tie from FC Total Football. Had a clean sheet, average about 6.5, which, isn't a great overall number, but it's one of those things when you kind of look at it versus what the other stats were. It was kind of, one of those points where it was like, okay, well, he did earn it based on the clean sheet. The other player who made it at the left back is actually from Goals Gone Wild. Slickster, number 7 Slickster. Good job. Averaged about a 6.5 at center back, but had an assist from that outside back position. So great job, Slickster. Well done. Okay. Let's see. Center backs. Let's see. I'm just pulling stats up, guys. Sorry. Computer's a little slow tonight, but we'll get through this. Okay. Like I said, clean sheets reign supreme. And it's kind of one of those things when you kind of look at it, you go, okay, who had the clean sheets for this week? But we'll start with the backups. Let's make it simple. There's one of these center backs had a clean sheet. He had 2 goals this week. Averaged about a 6, almost a 7. And had 7 interceptions. He's on the bench this week. From FC Total Football. That dude, Luis. Great job, dude. Good job. 2 goals, clean sheet. Did what he needed to do. All right. At the backup, other center back position. I know this guy personally. Something. This guy is a good dude. He does what he needs to do. Really busts his rear end when he plays. Very aggressive center back. He was moved, I believe, from another team. I don't remember which team he was on originally, but I know he's on AC Milan now. Hot Teabags. Had 2 clean sheets this week, guys. 2 clean sheets. They were about a 6.5. But like I said, those clean sheets weigh heavy, guys. They weigh really, really, really heavy. And then if you kind of want to take it, you know, I'll kind of go into how the differentiation came into the bench. Clean sheets was the main thing. So T-Bags automatically gets in. He's tied for the most with 2 for this week. Then you have 1 with that dude Luis. A couple guys had 1. Subi Ross had 1. Sosa had 1. That dude Luis had 1. But the difference between Luis's stats versus Ross and Sosa is Luis had the 2 goals, which kind of carried heavy, and had more interceptions than Sosa, and about exactly the same amount of interceptions as Ross. So computer weighed in the goals when it came into that. So that kind of just kind of goes through where the bench was. The other starting center back, which I don't want to take away from, is H-Bomb 850 from AC Milan. Had 2 clean sheets. Averaged about a 7.5. You know, so like I said, he was one of those that had 2 clean sheets. Really did really well there. Did what he needed to do to get Team of the Week. So congratulations to H-Bomb. I'm going to tell you, AC Milan had a heck of a week with Team of the Week. They had some very good stats, guys. The other starting center back, another guy I know personally. Great guy. Busts his rear end. You know, it's one of those things with him. You know, it's like, you know, you kind of look at him and you go, okay, well, he's very aggressive. He's like T-Bags, but he had 2 clean sheets this week. He averaged over about a 7. Another AC Milan center back, ZTR415T. So it looked like AC Milan raked up with the two clean sheets this week. All right. Now, next, let's see. All right, let's go with the CDM next. It's kind of funny, guys. You know, same theme. If you get clean sheets, you're going to get on Team of the Week. And that's something I need you guys to realize when you look at this. CDMs, they're both from the same team. That's the hilarious thing about it. Both from AC Milan, since they both had 2 clean sheets. Pirlo had 2 assists as well from the CDM position. So 21 Pirlo from Vpsa AC Milan, great job. Averaged about a 7.5 this week. Had 14 interceptions. He was all over the place, guys. All over the place. The other CDM that made it, slightly lower match rating, didn't have the assists, but had the clean sheets. Averaged about a 7. Mr. Bonfool from Vpsa AC Milan. Pretty much identical stats except for the 2 assists. I want to give an honorable mention to Redwoody. Close. It was about 2/10 off because Redwoody had an assist but only had the 1 clean sheet and had a slightly lower match rating than Mr. Bonfool. So I want to give an honorable mention there. Okay, let's see. Outside mids. Now, when we talk about outside mids, so you guys know, we also, when I look at outside mids, I also look at wingers. Because, you know, in this formation, which pretty much is a 4-1-2-1-2 or 4-4-2 diamond wide, whichever way you want to consider it. We look at wingers as well as the outside mids when we determine who gets in, you know, and why or why not. With the outside mids, we're looking more for assists. If they have goals, that kind of boosts them. Match rating is also important. So, our backup left mid on the bench, and I'm pulling up the stats right now so I can look it up as I'm talking to you guys. It's U90L Robin from Vpsa AC Milan. Averaged over a 7 this week. Had a goal. Had a goal this week. You know, so did really well. All I can say is AC Milan really raked up a lot of freaking Team of the Weeks this week. Like, they were all over the place. At the right mid, On the bench, we have, let's see, Lindsey Mack 88X. Lindsey Mack had 2 goals, averaged about almost a 6.5, but she had 2 goals from that right mid position. So great job, Lindsey. Well done, well earned. All right, now our starting outside mids. You know, and it kind of went to the wingers this week, to be honest with you. There were 2 wingers that stood out. When we look at, you know, what they did, what they didn't do. So it was kind of, I'll be honest, it was kind of easy. The computer had them out ahead by a wide margin. And I'm very proud of both these players. The right mid for this week, starting on the bench, or not starting, excuse me, not on the bench, starting, is Vanquish TM from Strictly Yoga. This dude, I'm going to be honest, he was lighting it up all weekend. 2 goals, 2 assists, averaged about 8.9 this week, average match rating. That's absurd. Freaking absurd. You know, all over the place. You know, so I'm going to say this. Well done. 2 goals and 2 assists. And he only played in 3 games, guys. 3 games, and he had 2 goals and 2 assists. Okay? The other outside mid, this week's another winger. When I play him, I normally play them left wing, right wing. On the left side, this guy, I'm going to be honest, found him in another league, played on my training camp, got promoted to the main roster just because this dude busts his butt, plays really, really well, does whatever's asked from him, no complaints, and it kind of showed this week. He had, let's see, 3 goals and 2 assists in 2 games, guys, in 2 games, averaging 8, and I'm talking to Shadowlack. XX Shadowlack. Great job, guys. Great job this week out on the wings. All I can say is, you know, I'm proud of both of them. They've both taken strides, Vanquish and Shadowlack, doing whatever I ask of them, you know, so I appreciate your hard work, guys. All right. At the cam position, on the bench, and, you know, it's one of those things with Cam. We're looking at a couple things. We're looking at assists. We're looking at match rating. We're looking, and I'm going to tell you right now, if I see erroneous stats, guys, it automatically disqualifies. So I don't want you to think, you know, that I don't notice fake or fraudulent stats. And sometimes I'll go back and correct them. Other times it's so absurd, I just look at them and go, okay, what the hell is this? But at the backup cam this week, we have Spanky Manny from Vpsa AC Milan. Had a goal, had an assist, averaged at 6.5, almost a 7, actually 6.8. Just did what he needed to do. So well done, Spanky Manny. I know you're one of the newcomers to the league, so welcome. At the starting cam position, what can I say about this guy? This guy is a leader. He's a floor general. He's like having another manager on the pitch. Truly a pleasure to play with him. You know, I've had the pleasure of playing, you know, besides him. Unselfish. Looks to move the ball when he can. He won't force a pass because he feels that he's trying to make the right play. And that's something I hate to say, guys. You know, I wish there were more cams like him. This week he had a ridiculous week. 3 goals, 3 assists. 7.5 match rating. 2 man of the matches. I'm talking from FC Total Football, Felipe 11. So Felipe, what's your next thing, dude? You looking for Hall of Fame next? I think that's where he's headed, guys, with the season he's having. Just truly amazing overall. You know, truly just he's a good player. That's the bottom line. He's just a great player. All right. this week I always forget to go into manager. So I'm going to do that real quick. I mentioned the last couple of weeks. What we look for is the best record out of the last 6 or who had the most points. You know, and when it comes down to it for this week, you know, the best team with the most victories this week was Strictly Yoga. We actually raked out 5 straight wins, guys. So I want to say great job overall. I'll be honest, the manager, it was me, but I wasn't there half the weekend. I want to give my thumbs up and credit to who it truly does belong to. Strictly Hattie, thank you for covering me while I was away on Sunday. My players, thank you for playing the way you're supposed to be playing and doing what you need to do. So thank you for that. Next, we're going to go into the strikers. Let me pull that up here. Now, you know, we all know what strikers are supposed to do. Strikers are supposed to put the ball in the back of the net. You know, they're supposed to do what they need to do to, you know, help facilitate the team to win games. And when we look at the strikers, I'll start on the bench. This striker, you know, started off last season, had flashes of brilliance. He's a great player. Was on Yoga Bonito last season. I know Alex knows him very well, along with Perez or, you know, FP William. And, you know, he's a great player. So I want to just go and congratulate Babzuka from FP United. He had, I believe, 4 goals. Yeah, he had 4 goals this week. 2 man of the matches. And he did that only in 2 games, guys. Averaging 8. Averaging, actually, more than an 8. Wait. Averaging almost an 8.5. You know, great job, Babzuka. Great job, dude. That's all I got to say. Great job overall. The other striker. I've had the pleasure of playing with him when I play with Ross. Just, you know, when we play some drop-ins or we play some clubs. He's the most level-headed guy. You know, when I'm talking about strikers. You know, he knows he's good, but he just... Cool dude. Truly busts his butt every week. I know he's a leader on the pitch. I'm talking about Lord Terry from Vpsa AC Milan. Had 4 goals, 2 assists, a man of the match thrown in there. Average, let's see, we're looking at about a 7.2 overall. So, you know what, congratulations, Lord Terry. Did a great job this week. Starting strikers. Okay. He is my floor general. He is my friend. He's truly a great player. Same thing. And, you know, I'll say this about all my players. All my players do what I ask of them. And you know what? When I see them making Team of the Week, it makes me feel good. He struggled last season with Arsenal. But you know what? Even though this season has been not a struggle, but we've had our moments of kind of good and bad, he's always done what he needed to do. And I'm finally glad to see him make Team of the Week because he does deserve it. Who I'm talking about is Strictly Hattie. 5 goals, 3 assists, 3 man of the matches this week, guys. 3. Played in 4 games. You know, all I can say is this guy had a 9-8 and a 9-7 on Sunday when I wasn't around. Carried the team. So I want to say great job, Hattie. Truly well earned. Other striker had the same stats. 5 goals, 3 assists. I played in only 2 games this week, though. I had a man of the match, and I'm talking about myself. And I had 2 9.9s on Saturday. So, you know, all I'm going to say, guys, is, you know, great job overall, guys. You know, when it comes down to it, all I can say is, you know, I wish there were points where I can put in more people for team of the week. But for me to do that, guys, like, I wish I could have put a backup left back and a right back. I need you guys to bug your managers and your owners. I need you to make sure they put in the stats. If you do that, I commit that if there's enough left back and right backs, I'll put them in. You know, there's also been discussion, and, you know, I'm going to throw it out there while I'm here. I know Perez likes this idea, or William. I know I've heard it from a couple other people. Maybe the possibility of adding a utility player. Someone who maybe plays 2 games at one position, maybe 2 games at striker, 2 games at left mid, right mid, maybe a game at left back. We have a couple players like that. If you guys want something like that, send me a message on Xbox. Send me a message on Kick. Send me a message on Facebook. Let me know what you guys want to see, what you don't want to see. The most important thing is to get the feedback needed to make this league grow, guys, and that's what I'm trying to do. When we look at it, it's all about trying to do things that are right by you guys, and that's honestly what we're striving for in this league. Like, I'll be honest with you, when it comes down to it, I want to see everyone compete and do what they can. I know there are a couple teams that have had trouble this season. But one of the things I'll say is, and I'm going to say this now, I'm going to say this on the cast right now, so no one says anything to me when it happens. From this moment forward, if you quit management after you've been assigned ownership, okay, and here's the thing. From this point forward, starting, well, not even for you guys, but next season, if your owner quits and your assistant general manager or your, assistant manager quits, and I have no one left, I have no replacement to run the team, you will be banned for 2 seasons. There will be no exceptions to the rule. I don't care if you're dying. I don't care if you have a dog that died. I don't care. You guys make a commitment. And honestly, it's time for you guys to dot your I's and cross your T's. Because I'm tired of scrambling around trying to find other managers and people to take over. So what I need you guys to do, and I'm going to tell you current owners right now, if you're coming back next season, I need you to think carefully about who your primary assistant manager is going to be, as well as, what kits you're looking for next season. Now, if you're in that if you're unsure of your positioning, I'll take a primary kit and a secondary kit, so we have the Bundesliga and the EPL covered. So with that being said, guys, I just want to say thank you for, giving me and, everyone here the opportunity to serve you as a league and give you a place to play on the weekends. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm really looking forward to how this season ends in FIFA 16. So thank you guys, and have a great night.